This is Larry Richmond of Larry411.com, and I'm talking with Joseph Julian Soria, fresh from his triumphant appearance at the Sundance Film Festival for the world premiere of Camp X-Ray. How are you today?
I'm great. How you doing?
Good. This was not your first time at Sundance. I think this was maybe your fifth time there?
Yep, fifth time on the block.
And tell us what it was like this time around.
It was actually my funnest, if that's the right way to say it. I had the most fun this time around. Previous experiences were all great, but this time I just had a little more fun in going to the suite, just going to the parties and just taking in the whole experience. Last time, the times I was there, I was just going around to the screenings and Q&As and everything, but this time just seemed to have more fun.
You got a chance to relax.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Camp X-Ray. Tell us a little bit about the film and your role in it.
Well, the main story obviously is about Kristen Stewart playing Cole and her experience over at Guantanamo Bay and having this unusual friendship, if you will, with a detainee, and how that relationship would play out under these circumstances.
Mm-hmm. And yeah.
I play Rico Cruz, who is probably the closest thing to a best friend in Guantanamo that Cole has. And his arc is you see him kind of start off as this kind of dim, naive, young private, and by the end of the film, he has transformed to basically fall in line with the belief of what the military wants you to believe, which is all these detainees are just terrorists and deserve to be there, and that's it. So you just get to see that arc and his transformation throughout the film.
It sounds intense. When did you shoot the film?
We shot it, I believe, in August of last year.
So it was quick.
Yeah, we shot it really quick. I mean, it was a month shoot. I forgot how long I was on it, but shoot.
And where did you shoot it?
We actually shot it in Whittier. The majority of it in Whittier, at a closed down detention center, juvenile detention center in Whittier.
Now this, the director Peter Sattler, who wrote and directed, he's had some experience doing graphic work in films, but this was his first film as a director. What was it like working with Sattler?
It was great. First of all, he knew how to write. When I read the script right away, I gravitated toward the project, and I was interested because the writing was so good. And then having the opportunity to work with him, obviously in the audition process, and we kind of collaborated there, and we vibed out in there. And then once I had the job and had meetings with him and Kristen, he made me feel really comfortable, and I felt more confident about obviously, this first-time director, being under the first-time director. He was very collaborative. It was about wanting us to explore these relationships and create backstories, and he was asking us questions, and we just we had to build a rapport as just people before we even getting into the characters. So, I mean, him, Kristen, and I had a meeting for like 4 or 5 hours one day, obviously talking about the script, talking about story, but then just getting to know each other so that that trust was there. So I like working like that, and I was really comfortable with him, being the captain of the ship.
So you worked pretty closely with Kristen. Obviously, I have to ask you what it was like working with her.
I really actually enjoyed it. She as I do come with the project. So it seemed, she's all about the work, and so am I. As I was getting to know the character more myself and building those relationships, I would send her text messages on how I felt and wanting to get her input on it, and then she would, her texts were extensive and described what she felt, and we go back and forth. So, that made me excited, because at the end of the day, that's why we do this, to build these characters, and when you have someone to hit the ball back to you, so to speak, it makes it that much more fun.
Yeah, and with all your scenes together, did you, with all this preparation, were you able to flip through in a take or two, or how much work did you have to do actually on in front of the camera?
We knocked it out pretty quick. I mean, Saller knew exactly what he wanted. He would give us some takes about what we wanted to do, but his vision was very, very clear. He knew exactly what he wanted, and then obviously he would ask us, to put in whatever input that we had. He gave us a couple takes if we wanted it, but for the most part, he knew what he wanted, and we knocked it out pretty quick.
So were there any instances where he gave freedom to you and Kristen to add lines or improvise in the scene, or was it pretty much stuck to the script?
We all were. We were all given the. He described the script as a. How do you describe it? As a map. It was an outline. Not to feel bogged down to anything. Just to trust our instincts and be in the moment. But he wasn't married to anything specific in the script.
Oh, that's got to be heaven for you as an actor.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you respect the writer's, first and foremost, is what he wrote, but as long as you're not veering away from what the topic is and what the message is in the scene, then he gave us the leeway to go ahead and, play.
Right. Talk about the training, some of the rehearsal you went through. It's pretty rigorous stuff. Did you go through any military exercises?
It's not that type of a film. We did I believe some marching exercises and how the formations, but it's not an intense battlefield. What the military refers to as theater. So the battle. We weren't in theater. We were in Guantanamo, and if anything, it was just big protocol, things of that nature, but nothing really extensive where we had to go out and learn how to shoot a gun and do radio activity for the most part. It was pretty. When it comes to training, it wasn't really extensive.
How much rehearsal time did you guys have?
I think we had a couple sessions, a couple meetings, but and it was getting. Let me see. We had I think 2 or 3 meetings. The most important thing to Peter was getting the camaraderie amongst this group,
right?
So that it played truthful on screen, so that everyone trusted each other and just felt like we knew each other prior to filming the project. So that was in my opinion, that was the real work, so to speak.
Yeah. I want to talk a little bit about your career, but first there's an interesting full circle connection here. I've been doing this for about 8 years as a film festival journalist, and it all began, I had a friend, an actor named Michael Angarano, and a writer-director named Eric Allen Bell contacted me and said, I want you to come out to the South by Southwest Film Festival and spend the weekend with us because we have the world premiere of a film called The Bondage. And you were in that film.
Wow, taking it back.
You were Mexican inmate number 2.
That is correct, man. Wow.
Do you remember anything about that?
Oh, yes, that was, I forget the me the name. Who was the lead?
Michael Angarano. Yeah.
Yes, Michael Angarano. There you go. Right, you're right. Michael was, and I think was my scene even with him? I can't even remember. It was. It was a very quick scene. One person whose career that kind of we've stayed in contact, and I mean we weren't working together on that film in any particular scenes, but there's another guy. His name is Juan Pablo Medino.
Yeah.
And we've worked together a couple times, and we were in that film, you know, but we didn't work together on that film, Bondage. But, you know, we've worked together since and become friends, and I just thought it was ironic that we're actually in that film together and being so early on in both of our careers.
That film is the reason I'm here, so it's...
Oh, wow, crazy, man.
And well, there are all sorts of connections. Rocky Marquette was in that film too. He had a small role. I'm not sure if he was in any of your scenes, and he's in On the Road with Kristen Stewart. But it's one of those 6 degrees of Joseph Julian Soria. So
right, isn't that so interesting, man? It's so interesting, bro, because we have so many people, you know, that are in this industry, but yet it's such a small industry at the same time.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's thousands of people that are involved in what we do, but we are, a lot of us are connected.
Yeah.
In some way, shape, or form.
Well, you know what it is, because when you're working on a film, you become like family. And you might not see that person for a couple of years, but it's like you're right back where you started.
Yeah. Yeah.
So from the Bondage to a good run as Hector on Army Wives, and we know you were in Hamlet 2 and Fast and Furious, Crank High Voltage. I saw you in high school at Sundance in 2010. Looking back over your career, film and television, what do you prefer?
Every time I get that question, you know what? I'll be honest with you, man. The money is great with television, you know. So it's great to. I mean, I can give you an answer and be like, oh well, the work and there's a financial aspect, and then there's financial reasons, and then there's reasons about this. Obviously, the work. I love film because of the fact that you get to build a character, and then I mean, if it's a substantial character, obviously a lead or whatnot, and you get to develop it, and then once you're done, you throw it away, you move on to the next thing. It comes full circle.
Right.
And with on a TV series, it's interesting. It can be interesting. I was actually talking to Sophia Bush. I just finished doing the Chicago PD, and we're talking about what do you prefer, and she was bringing up how it's fun to make a character evolve or each season. I mean, this is true. I mean, I had that. I only did 2 seasons of Army Wives, but I did get to have the character evolve over those 2 seasons. But yeah, I guess I favor film, but don't get me wrong. I right now, actually, my goal is to book a lead in the series.
Right.
Just primarily for the financial gain and the exposure and whatnot. But because I believe where my ultimate goal is, it's kind of changing. But I want to say that my ultimate goal is to be a film actor primarily, and do several films a year.
Right.
But if I could be on a quality series, make some great money, and then do 2-3 films a year and make good money as well, then that's the best of both worlds.
And theoretically, being on TV, the exposure it gets you, hopefully, would then turn into better scripts and better movies.
That's my plan. That's my approach. With the more exposure I get in film and television, with the more value that I get raised through that outlet, it just positions me better for more quality projects in film.
And speaking of which, you just completed a couple, 10 Cent Pistol and Superfast. What can you tell us about them?
I'll speak more about Superfast. Superfast, it is interesting because I hadn't done comedy in a while, and it's a parody, and I've never been really drawn to parody type films, spoof films, if you will. And when I got the opportunity to audition for it, I was like, well, you know what, I need to do some comedy. I haven't done it in a while. Let me go out for it and see what happens. And I went out for it and ended up getting the job. And I wasn't thrilled about it, but I was okay, you know, it's cool, you're at the job. But when I got on set, man, I have to admit, I had a blast, and it was such a surprise experience.
Yeah.
It was a great experience, and I was like, this is going to be actually really funny. It's going to be really funny.
Yeah.
You know, I say it that way, in a surprising way, because that type of comedy usually isn't what attracts me. It doesn't interest me. But I was like, no, this is actually going to be funny, because I was laughing on set. I look forward to seeing it.
Yeah, Jason Friedberg and Aaron Seltzer, who also did the Scary Movie series, so they've got the chops for it. That's for sure. That was a plum.
Yeah, man. I mean, they definitely have the formula down.
Yeah, that was a plum gig landing that one.
Yeah, it was, and those guys are really cool, and we played and we found stuff. I got to work with Omar Chaparra, which is a really well-known Mexican star, and oh my goodness, our chemistry was, it doesn't get any better. It doesn't get any better than what we had, and again, I'm just really looking forward to seeing that film.
That's awesome. Anything else you got coming up you want to talk about? Go ahead.
We're working on a project right now, developing this project called Finding Albie Finch, and it's with, oh my goodness, why is my brain blanking on me right now? Starring myself and Leslie Jordan. There you go.
All right.
Leslie Jordan, he's a very well-known actor, he's been around for years. And
Omar.
It could be, pardon me?
And Omar.
And Omar, we just got Omar attached. We and Omar clicked, and Omar was like, you know, anything you got going on, let me know. You know, I would be totally interested. And I went to my producers from Finding Albie Finch, and I was like, yo, I think we should consider him for this role.
Yeah.
And they're like, it was so interesting. They're like, how funny you say that, because we were already interested in him. And so I linked them together. They hit it off in their meetings, and he got him on board. It's gonna be good. That's all I can tell you. The script, I mean, there was a first draft that I read, and I loved it. And then I gave them my notes, and after meetings that we had, and they did the revisions, and I'm in love with the final draft that we have, the latest draft, and I just can't wait till we start working on this project. What they're looking to do in, I think, April, May. Oh man, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
So we can look for it early next year.
That's the goal. That's the goal. I mean, they're still looking for financing and everything, but it shouldn't be hard with the people they have involved and how they're going about it. So I truly believe the film we've made this year should be out next year.
Awesome. All right. Well, we're almost out of time. We'll be watching for Finding Albie Finch and Camp X-Ray, hopefully coming to a multiplex near you very soon. Thank you, Joseph Julian Soria.
All right. Take care, buddy.
All right.